how I started to identify soul wounds is when I realized that I would have certain emotions connected or tied to a certain situation, but the situation didn't necessarily warrant what it is that I was feeling. That's how you know that that is a soul wound, right? Because those feelings and those emotions will be dredged up in certain situations, and you have all of these big emotions and you're feeling this big kind of way, or you're feeling so deeply about a certain situation, and really it's the fact that like your soul has been triggered and you're actually feeling the pain of a wound that is older than you, right? A wound that was inflicted upon you even prior to now, right? So those are soul wounds. Um, those are past life traumas, right? And as we come into our spiritual awakening, we are learning to self heal, and we are healing from the things that we have experienced in this lifetime as well as in our past life, okay? Relationships, karmic relationships, they are here to highlight something within us that needs to be healed. They are here to afford us the opportunity to make a different decision, to go a different way than we may have in a past life, okay? Also, to my emperors, to my, to my, to those of you who have a lot of, how I want to say it, y'all have a way with the ladies, okay? Y'all have a way with the ladies, and you've come into contact with like I know some men have women that like throw themselves at them all the time. Like, do you realize that like in a past life, like you may have been a king and you had a lot of different wives, you had a lot of concubines, right? You may have been a sex slave, right? And you had a lot of people there doing your bidding, right? And those souls have incarnated into this lifetime. So that's why some of y'all, you know, y'all got women that just throw themselves at y'all because their soul remembers you, right? Their soul remembers that, you know, we did the tango in a past life. So that kind of explains why certain men have like a lot of women that may throw themselves at you. Like she may have been, you know, she may have been one of your concubines in a past life. So that is where the connection comes from. That is where the synergy comes from. That is where the pull comes from, right? What else did I want to tell you guys? Mothers that may have been a significant other in a past life. Sometimes that plays out as like a mom who hates all your girlfriends. She doesn't want to see you fall in love. She don't ever want to see you in a healthy, happy, loving relationship because she's a bitter ex from a past life and she don't want to see you she don't want to see nothing good happen for you, right? But as long as we are evolving, as long as we realize that, hey, I chose to come here and learn certain lessons, we will be able to move through those relationships, learn what it is that we need to learn, cut those particular cycles off or out of our lives, and grow, learn, heal, evolve, and go into our next relationship with a different perspective, a better way of doing things because we have decided to change. Now, those of us that don't change, we don't learn the lesson, then guess what? We're going to be back here again. Y'all, my foot falling asleep. We're going to be back here again to learn the lesson until we get it. And guess what, y'all? Like, this is her last lifetime. Like, I ain't coming back. Like, this is it. This is it. So, everybody hasn't lived as many lifetimes as I have. So I'm here to wake people up so they don't have to keep repeating the same cycles, because as we learn what it is that we need to learn, what happens, our soul evolves, right? So I want y'all to get the lesson, right? And like I tell y'all, I'll let y'all cheat off my paper as long as we learn what it is that we need to learn during this particular lifetime so that we can continue to evolve our soul or whatever. So, yeah, you guys. So I just wanted to come and talk to you guys a little bit about what karmic relationships look like, past life contracts, um, difficult relationships with mothers, how that kind of plays out, um, childhood abuse, why that plays out, right? Why that can play out in our lives, and oftentimes, and then, and and you have to remember that, like, elevating your soul and becoming more of a light being, that is going to be, a threat to the kingdom of darkness. So of course there's things put in place so to stop you, but then also too there's certain things that are put in place because it was supposed to teach us, right? Even like, even sometimes we have chosen like certain people, and that's why we can't judge anybody. Certain people, you realize you chose to experience poverty, right? Some people, their soul contract, they came to experience poverty, and then at some point a switch happens, right? So they wanted to know what it felt like to go without. And then also, I want to know what it feels like to have whatever it is that I want. So oftentimes, like when we see rappers, performers that like they had the worst upbringing, like shit was just crazy for them, and then they get into the rap game, and then suddenly it's like rags to riches, or they had money but they had money in another legal way, and then they get into the rap industry and they just blow up and they make moolah cash, right? Because also too, we have a spiritual bank, no, a spiritual rank, and then we also have a spiritual bank. So some of us, we were rich in a past life, so we are meant to get all of that money. All of those riches are meant to come to us in this particular lifetime. We just need to align in a way that the money can funnel and trickle down in, right? Also, being born into poverty, that is a very different way of life. And it can produce different types of people, and the decisions that you make at that time is very detrimental to how it is that your life continues to play out, right? So if you're born into poverty, you have a lot of disadvantages. It feels like a dog eat dog world. Like, it's